We gotta look back at this.
How does he maintain possession?
Jenkins, and that definitely was a little helmet-to-helmet on that hit.
Guys, Meredith Gorman here, and are you still not subscribed to Matt's channel? Well, if you're not, hit the subscribe button because he's giving out free picks each and every week. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
NFL Thanksgiving 2023 special. Look at all three games this Thursday. Special new Black Friday game also this week. I don't know how I feel about that. But that's interesting. Another day, another football game. I guess you can't really complain. Every year, right? Every year I do a Thanksgiving type of video. We're going to look at just the three games. I have a special client card that's going to be out as well today, actually. So head over there. Right now, 40% off, guys. 40% off Thanksgiving, Black Friday all week. It's going to end on Sunday. So you're all through next week. Remember, I don't just bet NFL, I bet all sports, guys. So you get the package for all sports, 40% off for the full month, all the way up to Christmas. The card is going to go all the way up to Christmas. So you get a full month of all sports packages. I got 4 bets pending for Thanksgiving right now. Systemsportscapping.com or link.me/systemcapping for client opportunities, resume, updated records, client comments, and more. Like this video, guys. Like the video. It does help me out a lot. Comment, subscribe if you're watching or listening. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, but if you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, rate the podcast if you can. It is much appreciated. Let's do an NFL Week 11 recap. No UFC video, so I'll be doing a weekly update on all sports here. No UFC video. They'll be back next week. NFL Week 11 recap. Up and down last week. Just missed on some profit due to the Chiefs, right? Chiefs looking good, 17-7 up at half. Thought I would cash a ticket, and they just disappeared in the second half. Their offense disappeared. Lots of drops. 2 fumbles, if I recall. No, sorry, 2 turnovers in the red zone. One was the pick by Mahomes. Bayer caught him there. And then the other one was the fumble by Kelsey on the 10-yard line, right? So I actually think the Chiefs outplayed the Eagles. They just couldn't close, right? And it has been an issue. It has been an issue for the Chiefs in the second half scoring points. So they haven't been able to come together as a team completely, especially on the offense side of the ball. Defensively, they look great. This Chiefs defense is actually one of the best defenses in the NFL, right? Behind 49ers, behind the Ravens, not too far behind those two. They've been playing great football. And, I don't think the Eagles have played their best football yet. They haven't played a great. I think their Miami game was good. Dallas game was good as well, but they did turn the ball over a little bit in that game. I think the Miami game was probably the best game they played. This game, I don't think they had any business winning it, but hey, if the Chiefs beat themselves, right, Eagles are going to take advantage, and they took advantage with that big throw to Smith late in the game, and they played fairly well on defense in the second half as well. So, right, Eagles get the win. They move to 9-1, not playing great football. Good football. I haven't seen them play great football, but they know how to win games. They know how to win big, close games. It's very important, especially in the playoff time. That's why I am on the Eagles, to make another run here in the playoffs. What else do we get caught by? We got caught by Washington in a teaser. I had them just to win the game in a teaser, and Giants beat them up. Giants beat them up, right? That spread was always tough to get to. I thought Washington, especially coming off that nice game in Seattle, they looked good in that Seattle game on the road. I thought they would come back, play well versus the Giants at home, at least win the game. Like, I got them on a teaser, I think 1.5, 2, if I recall, right? So I expect them to just win the game, especially due to who was at quarterback. But he had a good game. DeVito, he lives in his mom's basement, had a good game. The Washington defense is not good. There's no secret about that. I knew that. I thought Washington would have more success in the air and on offense. Now, they had a chance to come back at the end late. They were driving, and then it was a pick six. Or that's why you see the score like that. Score is really 24-17, and then the pick six happened, right? So they could have tied it up, Washington, but definitely did not look great. The O-line has some concerns as well. We'll talk about them here shortly. We did have some nice wins, though. We did have a nice two-team money line parlay that cash, Ravens, and what was the other team here? Ravens and Denver. I had on a money line play separate. I can't recall now. Jags, sorry. Ravens and Jags cashed. And Denver on the money line on that night game. We went 2-2 on props, but tough in the spread market. Update here, plus 13.7 units on the year. Expecting another run here, get going here. We have obviously the future market pending as well. A lot of Ravens futures I'm excited about. Over 9.5 wins, best bet. That's going to hit. We also on the 10.5 over on the Ravens. That was at plus money. And then division winner plus 240. So some nice futures pending here. Happy about the future market here. 30, 50, and 34 all bets on the season, plus 13.7 units on the year. PGA, another outright winner last week. PGA currently the hottest sport for me. We had another outright. Berg gets his first tour win, and happy I'm on it. Very high on this guy. I've been on him in the outright market the past few tournaments that he's played. Plus 1,400 on this one. 4-1 prop market. Over 4 units on the weekend there. You know, what a year it's been in the PGA. It's been an outstanding year. Over 30,000 in ticket value in the outright market alone. That's 16 outrights on the year. 9 out of 10 profitable majors. That's 2 years. Over 95 units in the prop market long term. We just continue to beat up the books and the PGA guys. And it's always plus money winners. Like when I'm betting these prop market winners on bets, they're plus money, right? Example, all 4, I went 4-1 in the prop market. All 4 were plus money. The only loss was a 0.25 unit, small unit. It was a plus 300. A long shot on a Canadian to be top Canadian. He did not show up well. Mackenzie Hughes, very impressive weekend there. But yeah, it's always plus money winners. That's why you get that units. So PGA has been very hot for me as of late. UFC back on track in the UFC. 2-fight parlay winner with Morales and Allen. We took Allen by finish to improve that price to get it closer to even money. You know, UFC is off this week, unfortunately, but we have a few big cards coming up. 69% of the year, 2-fight parlays. That's my highlight this year. 63% all bets, average line plus money. Right? This isn't. If I was just betting, you know, minus 250, minus 300, you know, I'd be well over 70%. There's no value there, right? You're not getting that return on units. Here, average line is plus money. So a lot of outcomes I bet, right? It's not like I'm betting a ton of underdogs, like plus 200 underdogs. I don't do that a ton, but I bet a lot of outcomes, how the fight's going to end. Or the 2-fight parlays are usually plus money, you know, sometimes hovering around plus money, minus 110, maybe even money. Rarely, you know, minus 120. So if I really like the card, but usually it's around plus money. So that's where I get the average line of plus money at 63%, which I'm very happy about. NBA and NHL, just been up and down so far to start the year in the NBA and NHL. Profitable in both slightly, but it's around 500 on both. Very low volume, though. I'm not betting a lot on these games. I'm just picking spots throughout the week. Maybe teams on back-to-backs. Maybe teams where I like their chances due to value on the line, but lower volume in both of those. Let's hear from my friend Kristen before we get into this card.
For you sports bettors out there, let's be honest, you probably need a little bit of help beating those books. System capping is a proven long-term winner against the sports betting market in multiple sports. He's built a worldwide clientele due to his high winning percentage over the years. Be sure to click the link on the bio down here to check out his profile, and you can also find out his resume, client comments, podcasts, and subscription opportunities. I'm going to be following him along too, so let's win some money together this season.
Shop around, guys. Shop around, and shop around some more. Always have access to multiple books. Get the best number out there, get the best line, get the best total. Get the best prop number. It varies from book to book. Some of the best advice I can give you week to week. If you haven't done it yet, you're doing it wrong. Packers versus Lions. Lions minus 7.5 total, 47. That half is key, right? They're trying to scare you off the line, I think, that half. Feel free to buy a point here and there, right? Buy a point, half point, full point. I don't do it a ton. In situations like this, though, you may want to look that way, right? Buying that half, buying that full point. I don't do it a ton, like I said, but in a line like this, sure, Lions could just win by a touchdown. I think Lions win this game. Both teams coming off back-to-back wins last week at home, right? Both teams won at home. Close games, both similar. Both came back in the games. Both didn't play great, but found ways to win the game. Lions struggled in that game at times, right? Especially Goff. Expect them to bounce back here. But he did struggle. 3 picks, guys. He turned over the ball 3 times. The run game and late surge at the end got them going, and they ended up winning by 5 points. Big stop late from the Lions defense. I expect a bounce back game here. Lions have struggled with Fields in the past. I don't think they will here with Love. Love doesn't threaten to run, and it's their run game, right? Aaron Jones got carted off the field last week. Doesn't look like it's a long-term injury, but he'll miss this game. Also, A.J. Dillon banged up. I think he'll play, but it looks like their run game, A.J. Dillon's been having a terrible year, but it looks like their run game is going to be very limited, so it's going to be a one-dimensional offense, which the Lions will be able to read. Right? Expect this Lions offense to get back on track. Right, this Lions offense played well at times last week, especially later in the game, but it wasn't itself. I expect to get it back on track against the Packers defense that's just not great, especially against the run. It's a bottom team in the NFL, 28th, 29th in the NFL against the run, right? So I expect the Lions, who are great against the run, great backfield with Montgomery and Gibbs combination. I expect them to have big games in this one. They're just so balanced on offense. This is what I really like about the Lions. I'm still not sold 100% on their defense, but I am sold on this offense. I think it's a top 3 offense in the league. They're just so balanced with St. Brown and the many weapons they have to throw to. As long as Goff doesn't turn the ball over, right? We haven't seen that a ton from him this year. Just that game. It was a very strange outcome. I thought the Lions would roll in that game, at least by 10 or more. But it was Goff that just set them back, right? I don't expect them to have that game like this again. So I expect them to have a big game here. I expect them to win by 7+. That's why that half is a little scary. But, Packers, the thing with them, they're just banged up all the time. If you look at their injury report, it's always so long. Right? Some of the guys end up playing. They're limited. It just means they're not 100%. I understand most players aren't 100%, especially at this time of the year. But Packers continue to just be banged up all year. Important players, too, like Alexander, always on the injury report. Their best corner, right? Always on the injury report. Aaron Jones injured all year, right? Offensive line's been banged up. Defense, everybody has been banged up on this team. Interesting to see who's going to be playing. I know Aaron Jones won't play in this game, so that's obviously important. I'm sure they'll be missing a few other guys as well. Check the injury report. Obviously, Packers called up a running back. They needed to, knowing that Aaron Jones and Dillon may be limited, right? So they technically will probably have no run game in this. So look for Lions to win this game, guys. I like them better probably in the teaser market. I have a Thanksgiving teaser that I usually do every year. I'll be on the Lions here. Total at 47 is tough because you'd have to hope the Packers keep up. And can you, they usually score around 17 plus per game. If you look at their last few games, they're usually in the 17, 20, low 20 range. So the Packers are going to have to keep up here. I probably would lean the under. I would probably lean the under just because I expect... The thing is, Lions are going to score, right? So if you see the Lions starting getting in the 30 range, you're going to start sweating, right? But I lean the under 47. You get 47.5. I would maybe pull the trigger on that. you're banking on the Packers getting, over 10 points. Right? You're hoping the Packers can keep up, and with the limited run game, I don't know if they can. But remember, Lions defense just hasn't. I'm not sold on it. Yet. So, this game, I'm going to lean the under. I'll lean the under for video purposes. Probably won't get my money. I'd rather play the Lions here, maybe by a point, maybe in the teaser market. Look at that way. I expect the Lions to get the home win here on Thanksgiving. Washington at Dallas. Dallas minus 11, total 48.5. High spread here, right? Dallas continue to beat teams fairly easily. Blow wins over the Giants and Panthers, and I get it, it's the Giants and Panthers, but they're winning by 20 plus, 30 plus against the Giants. Washington just lost to the Giants, right? This Washington team's defense is terrible. It's very bad. It's the worst in the NFL. Points allowed over 27. So keep that in mind, right? Dallas can score. What can they do? They can put up points. Second most in the NFL. So you got to understand that, guys. Dallas is going to score any low end 24 points. Low end 24 points. I expect 30 plus in this game. Their team totals at 30 and a half. That half scary. I would actually lean the over. I think Dallas puts up, 30 plus in this game. This Washington defense is terrible. You saw DeVito, who lives in his mom's basement, throw 3 TDs on them. They have no pass rush. If you get Prescott all day in the backfield, it's scary. No secondary. No rush. No O-line. They have wide receivers, decent tight end, and a QB that can throw the ball. But again, no O-line, the run game suspect. It's just frustrating to see with Washington. They're a tough team to predict. Right? Some games they come out like against the Eagles. They always play the Eagles well. Right? They always show up against the Eagles. Dallas maybe not so much, but Dallas at home in Thanksgiving usually play well at home in Thanksgiving. I expect Dallas to win by double digits here. We have seen at times Washington play well. Like against the Eagles, against Seattle, against good teams at times. Just what I saw against the Giants last week was just shameful. Embarrassing, right, for Washington. And if you look at the team, really, the defense is just terrible. They're not going to stop Dallas. Dallas should be able to just go up and down the field. Can Washington go up down the field as well? That's going to be the question here. I say no. So I do think Dallas wins by 10 points plus. Hard to get to the 11. Again, love them in the teaser mark. You get that down to 4 or 3. Total's tough at 48. Lean the over, but again, you're hoping Washington gets, for this to go over, you need Washington in the 20 or 17 to 20. Possible. So I lean the over 48.5 here. Dallas wins the game. 11. It's it's tough. Division game, Thanksgiving. Can Washington show up? They show up 1 week. They don't show up 1 week. They show up 1 week. So, I'm not betting the 11, right? It's high. But I'm going to look at them in the teaser market, and I'm going to lean the over here at 48. But you're banking on Washington keeping up. It's not something I love to do. 49ers minus 6.5. Some books have it at 7. Versus Seahawks. Total 43. Game of the week, in my opinion. I wish Geno Smith was 100% healthy. I wish Walker was playing. Kenneth Walker won't play in this game from everything I'm hearing. Geno Smith, he's going to play, but how healthy is he? He left the game last week and didn't return. Right? So I don't know how healthy he is. I don't, like Geno Smith against his career against San Fran, not great, 0-3. Seattle against San Francisco, as of late, just not good. They can't beat San Francisco, right? Carroll has a terrible record against San Francisco. I understand, right? The San Francisco defense usually is able to, shut down the Seahawks for the most part, but it's mainly the offense. The offense had success against the Seahawks team, right? Seahawks coming off a tough loss to the Rams. I'm glad I stayed off that game. I was looking at Seattle. I think the line moved to 1. Rams were favored by the end of the game. And good call by the books there. They won by 1, 17-16. And Seattle just struggled to move the ball consistently. Defensively, they played fine. But it's just the offense that just doesn't look consistent week to week. When they're clicking, they have a great offense, guys. A lot of weapons, right? They got a lot of weapons, but losing Kenneth Walker, runs hard, a threat at running back, their number one, he's out. And comes the rookie. I like the rookie. I don't know if he's enough if he can handle a full workload. We'll see. But against this 49ers team, this defense, best defense in the league, points allowed right now, guys. 15.7, just took over the Ravens. 49ers are getting back to top of the food chain type of team right now, guys. They had that bad stretch, but I expected them to come back all over them on the Jags game. I loved them in that spot. Didn't bet them last week, but they won that last week game. And I expect them to come out and win this game as well. Right, Seattle, again, not fully healthy. San Fran is for the most part, right? Their big guns are back. I know they lost a safety. I can't comment on how important he was to the team. But they did lose him last week. But from talking about the key guys, right? When they had that stretch of losses, remember who was hurt. First of all, Purdy was just not playing good and not clicking with guys. But you had Deebo Samuel out. Very important to this team. Very important. He's so versatile, right? So he was out. Trent Williams, he was out in that game as well. Very important to the team. Someone else too. I think one of their linebackers was out as well. CMC was banged up. They had to bye. They got healthy. They're back to the San Fran team we know. Right, so I'm going to be on San Fran in this game. I expect them to win it. Again, great teaser market option. 6.5, I would lean the 6.5. Again, it's on the road in Seattle, tough place to play. It just questions, right? How healthy is Geno Smith? How much is Walker being out going to affect the run game and the movement of the offense? I think it does, right? Total right now, Seahawks 17.5 team total. I'd have to lean the under. There. 49ers are playing great defense right now. They have played Seattle really well in the past, right? Just last year, you can see winning both games. So I like 49ers to get the job done here. Lean the under. Lean the 6.5. But I like them better on the teaser market, money line market. 49ers should win this game, guys. Underdog. I do not like any underdogs to win this week. The best chance, I guess what? Obviously, if you look at it realistically, the best chances are the Packers or the Seahawks. But let's look at both of them. The injury concerns. And it's funny enough, it's both their starting running back. So when the game will be limited with guys you're unsure of, the backup running backs, like I mentioned in the Packers, we know A.J. Dillon having a terrible year, and he's hurt as well. So you might get a third string running back in the Packers. It's going to be a limited offense. And Love is not going to be able to just take over the game and, throw up 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and keep up with the Lions, right? Lions are going to score minimum 21 points in this game. I expect higher, right? High 20s, 30s. Packers aren't going to be able to keep up. They're not going to be able to keep up. So I would, if they do pull off this, it's a huge upset in my opinion. Big upset if they pull off this game in Detroit. And then Seahawks at home, I just don't like the history. They just don't play well against the 49ers. The Geno Smith banged up, Walker out. I just can't get to it. But of course, those are the two options, right? I don't think Washington goes into Dallas and wins. I don't think there's any chance of that. But you have to say there's a chance with Seattle and Packers. No official underdog this week. We're 12-5 on the year. We lost last week, very close, right? The last 2 games that we've lost, Tampa should have won, right? The Tampa against Houston, and then the Seattle game, and then this Pittsburgh game, it could have went either way. It was a flip of a coin, so I saw value there. I was right that there was value there, and Steelers could have won the game. They went up late in that game, and then Cleveland put it away with a long field goal by Hopkins. And any day I'll take that, especially on an underdog play, plus money play, and you're giving me last play of the last drive of the game type of loss. And it happened with the Houston game, and it happened with this game here. So I'll take those. I'll take those any day. It means, we had a chance to win. We were in the game. No underdog this week, guys. But like I mentioned, if you're going to pick out one, 49ers, Seahawks or Packers have a chance. But I'm staying away because I do like the favorites in that game. There is a Black Friday game. I'm going to give you a quick free prop, guys. Look at Mostert over 55, 56 rushing yards. I expect them to be up in that game. Jets are terrible against the run this year. Bottom 3 team against the run. A lot of you may not have known that, but they have not been playing good against the run. And no Etienne. Etienne, Miami's speedster, is out. So look at Mostert prop. If you lasted this long, you get a free prop, and it is a client prop as well this week. I have a pending Thanksgiving teaser this week for clients. Packages now available at my link me. 40% off all week, guys, for all sports too. You're not just getting this card. You're getting all sports for a full month. So it's just a no-brainer. Like I always say, guys, bet smart and know your limits. Enjoy your turkey, your family, and enjoy the Thanksgiving card. Nothing better than football all day on Thanksgiving. Can't wait for this. I'll be with family. Looking forward to it. Like I always say, bet smart and know your limits, guys. Take care.